Welcome, I'm Dr. Janine Bowring, naturopathic doctor, and today I'm sharing 9 natural treatments for psoriasis. So doing things naturally, of course, is what I'm all about as a naturopath, and really getting at the root cause as to why someone may have a chronic psoriasis or skin issue. So these tips will be useful for you, and make sure you stay tuned right until the end, because I'm going to share one of the things that you probably haven't heard about treating psoriasis, and this is on the mind-body connection relationship. So tip number 1 is to get some natural sunlight exposure. Now this is really important in terms of the healing rays of the sun, not only the UVA and the UVB, but also the infrared, the far infrared. So all of these different rays from the sun are very therapeutic and can be really helpful at helping the psoriasis. Tip number 2 is to do a regular detoxification protocol. So especially for heavy metal toxins, which are definitely related. It's something I talked about in another video that I posted up on psoriasis, but really important to do that full body detox at least 3 to 4 times a year to get those toxins out, and those heavy metals, things like mercury and aluminum as well, are really, really important. So some of my favorite herbs for full body detox include milk thistle, which is very regenerative, but also detoxifying for the liver, and dandelion as well is very detoxifying for the liver, but also for the kidneys when we use the leaves of the dandelion. Parsley is great for a diuretic, so it's like a natural water pill, but also helps to detoxify the kidneys. And burdock is another herbal medicine, one of my favorites, helps to cleanse the blood, which is important for any type of chronic skin issue, but also helps with lung detoxification and for the liver and the kidneys as well. Tip number 3 is to ensure that you have enough of the anti-inflammatory omega-3 fatty acids in the diet. So often, our diets are lacking in especially that DHA, and as humans, we don't produce DHA on our own. So it's really important that it's something that is supplemented from the diet, or sometimes even going to a supplement, to ensure that we're getting enough of that DHA, which is very anti-inflammatory. You want to watch the seed oils and the polyunsaturated fatty acids. If you've heard me speak about these before, the PUFAs, they can be very pro-inflammatory, the omega-6s as well. So we want to make sure that we're limiting those and increasing our omega-3s to decrease that inflammatory response, which of course we know is related to psoriasis. Tip number 4 is to use olive oil. So olive oil is very soothing. Again, it's a healthy fat, and you want it to be a cold pressed organic olive oil. My favorite variety is Corona Kai from Greece, and this is known to be the highest in antioxidant status, and is delicious. So it has a bit of a peppery flavoring. So make sure, it's sometimes not the easiest to find, but do your best to find that variety. But really any olive oil, a good quality olive oil, will go a long way at having that nice therapeutic and anti-inflammatory effect in your dietary, regime, and hopefully that you're eating and taking in some olive oil every single day. Tip number 5 is to do a topical treatment. So this is something that I shared in my live episode all about psoriasis and candida. So we're going to take a look at that now, and you can see how you can mix this up at home yourself, and it's very soothing for that psoriatic skin. The topical treatment. So I'm going to mix something up for us right now. So this is something that you can use externally on your skin, which is great. So it has a couple of essential oils. So for those of you that are familiar with essential oils, but this is pure fractionated liquid coconut oil. So I like to use this in some of my topical beauty recipes, is a fractionated coconut oil. And because it's liquid, so we know that coconut oil in its natural state will solidify the colder the temperature. Here in Canada, ours is never liquid because it's always cold, at least in the wintertime. So that's why sometimes in my beauty recipes, I'll use that one. So just a little bit of that coconut oil, but you could use a regular coconut oil as well. Just be mindful that, it's going to solidify. So you may have to warm it in your hands before you apply it. And then I'm going to use about 5 drops of tea tree oil. So tea tree oil is very healing and soothing to the skin. So adding that in, and it does have a particular scent to it. So you may not want to put this on before you are going to the mall or shopping or out on a date. Are people doing that yet? I think, yeah, things are opening up here in Ontario. I'm very excited. But yeah, it has a distinct aroma. So you may want to do this at bedtime. And of course, one of my favorites, peppermint oil. So 5 drops of peppermint oil. And the amount, I know people are going to ask how much coconut oil did I use? Probably about, I'm going to say 2 tablespoons. That's the amount that I have in here. And you just sort of swish that around. And the great thing about the combination, so both tea tree and peppermint oil, so let's say I have psoriasis here on the outside of my elbow, you can just rub that right on. And both tea tree and the peppermint oil have a bit of a tingle sensation to them, which for, a lot of people with psoriasis, this is very soothing. It doesn't last forever. It usually kicks in about 2 minutes after it's been on the skin, but it's very soothing and just very satisfying. And the coconut oil itself is very soothing to the skin and healing it. And that combination is the combination that I like, because the tea tree helps to kill off some of those, bad organisms as well. Because again, finding that right balance on the skin microbiome is important. So yeah, so try that out. I want to hear in the comments how that goes for you and how that's helping your psoriasis. I've seen, So you can see how beautiful that blend was for psoriasis. I want you to mix it up and let me know in the comments how that worked for you. It really is so soothing and has a bit of that tingle from those essential oils, which you'll absolutely love on your skin. Tip number 6 for a natural treatment for psoriasis is to ensure that you're getting enough zinc. So a zinc deficiency can be related to psoriasis, and often people are lacking in zinc in their diet. So some of the top food sources of zinc include oysters, so in their raw form, which is going to give you some of that DHA and some of those other nutrients that you need as well, which is so healing to the skin. Other shellfish also contain zinc, and beef. So a beef chuck roast has one of the highest amounts of zinc in terms of per portion and in terms of a vegetarian source. Now, a vegetarian source for zinc would be pumpkin seeds. So raw pumpkin seeds will also give you some of that zinc. Tip number 7 for treating psoriasis naturally is probiotics. So really important to take care of our microbiome. So some of my favorite probiotic foods include kimchi, as well as yogurt, but also sauerkraut is fantastic. And sometimes you may need to go to a probiotic supplement to ensure that you're getting enough of those active live cultures. So what you're looking for is making sure that it is the proper strains of something that's designed for your human digestive tract. When you're looking for a good quality probiotic supplement, I promise we'll put some links below in the description to help to guide you in the right direction there. Tip number 8 is to ensure that you have enough selenium, or some people say selenium, and this is an important mineral that we need, of course, for our gut. So if you've heard me speak about leaky gut syndrome before, if you missed that episode, check out my episode here on YouTube on the leaky gut syndrome. But really important that we are sealing up those tight junctions in the gut, and selenium helps to do that. And this is really, great to know that you can find selenium in Brazil nuts. So by eating just 2 to 3 Brazil nuts every day will give you enough of that selenium. Also very supportive for your thyroid gland, which is important for your metabolism, but also for your overall endocrine function. And tip number 9, and this is what you've been waiting for. So maybe something that you haven't heard, as it's a relationship to skin conditions, especially when we talk about psoriasis. So the late Louise Hay was someone who talked a lot about the mind-body connections and how that was related to disease. And what she spoke about was the fear of being hurt was related to psoriasis. So thinking about, your fears, and maybe could be one of those, unbeknownst to you, causative factors of your chronic skin condition, that it's really important that you address this on the mental emotional level as well. So another interesting fact is the work of Dr. Hammer, who unfortunately has passed, but his work all dealt with shock trauma, so emotional shocks that affect the body in different ways. And his whole take on psoriasis was a separation conflict. So it could have manifested itself when, the person who developed psoriasis, at that initial insult of that shock, was a separation either, between the mother, it could have been separation from the father, from a family member, even moving homes, so a location, a friend, or even a pet. And a separation from a pet, or a pet died, could have been the reason why the psoriasis developed in the first place. So again, having resolve and having good feelings about the past and letting things go can go a long way at healing your psoriasis. So I hope that shed some light on the topic of psoriasis. I hope that you learned something new. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. And please be sure to share this video. Please give me a thumbs up as well. Make sure that you're subscribed if you're new here. So welcome in, and turn on the notifications by clicking that bell and clicking all notifications so you always get my newest and latest uploads. And remember to always take good care of your health and do it naturally. Thanks for watching today.